When do we play the victim in our own minds? When things don't go our way in life. So what we will do in our minds is that we will look at the external world and blame everything external, people, events, situations, experiences, and then we'll fixate the blame on that with the way in which we're feeling about ourselves. It happens, and the reason why it happens is because from a young toddler through to now as an adult, we're brought up to be looked after by the external world. So when we're born, we have our parents. We're connected to everything external in our lives. What's not taught, even when we're younger, is how to seek inward, how to look inside of ourselves when things aren't going right. So then what happens is when things don't go right, we tend to we tend to find a reason to put the blame on something else. And then that doesn't resolve anything, really. And the most important thing to recognize is when we play the victim mentality, we're making up stories in our mind, and we're blaming other people, and then we paint a perception of that person or that experience. And it's not healthy. It's not healthy at all, because essentially we're putting ourselves under enormous stress by wanting an outcome that makes us feel comfortable, if that makes sense. And it's important. The victim mentality will keep you stuck, essentially. Is there any point blaming something external? What is it going to achieve? It's not going to achieve anything. So the way you should really look at things when things don't go right is by seeking wisdom from that. So by that I mean, if something has gone wrong in your life, how can you grow out of it? What can you learn from it? That's when you seek inward. You look inward with yourself and say, okay, something is not going right in my life right now. And yes, there may be situations and experiences where other people may have involved. You may have been done wrong. But victim mentality, just like I said, keeps you stuck, keeps you depressed. And what is the outcome that you're looking for? Are you going to go beat that person up? Or are you going to tell the world that it was somebody else's fault? How long are you going to play that narrative? And it's important to recognize that when that happens, the answer isn't out there. The thing is, as human beings, we seek solutions to problems outside, but solutions to problems are from within. Now, not everything in life can go your way or our way. Something can go wrong, but what's your perception of something going wrong? Again, are you going to look inward to recognize where something has gone wrong, grow from it and get better? Or are you going to wallow and blame something else? So my message is, if you have a victim mindset, whilst it's important to maintain compassion for yourself, feeling that way, recognize it's not going to be the solution by holding on to this mentality. Recognize that the situation or the experience or what has happened is over, and learn for next time so it doesn't happen again. You need to give yourself the acceptance for something that's happened. When you're a victim, you're not accepting or closing that chapter. So it's really important to say to yourself, okay, I'm not feeling good, or something has happened, but it is okay. This is how I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to make sure that this doesn't happen again. We're always learning as human beings. We are always evolving as human beings. And the worst thing you can do is remain stuck in a moment in time that does not exist. So seek inward and grow from within.